obviously there's like plenty of cardio options at home and outside when you run as well, but that's not the point, because when it comes to strength training, some level of resistance is important. It's not really about whether you take dumbbell doing push-up, because when strength training, it is really not about what kind of exercise you do, but what is the duration, what is the intensity, what is the weight. So as you guys know, I absolutely abhor cardio. I don't like cardio at all. And the reason why I don't like cardio is because I have spent the first 8 years of my fitness journey literally forcing myself to do all kinds of cardio. And as a result of that, I've grown a bit of a trauma surrounding cardio. So as much as I can help it, I don't really want to do cardio anymore. So with that being said, how am I managing strength training during lockdown? Well, first things first is that there is a difference between the fundamental difference between for me for a beginner and an intermediate is the level of variety it needs. Now, when I say variety, I'm not talking about how fun something is here, okay? I'm talking about targeting different things. As an example, when it comes to, let's say, shoulder presses, like working the shoulder muscle, any beginner, when you just do this one, all the shoulder muscle is worked. But the more advanced you become, the bigger the muscle become. So when the muscle become big, now you have to think about anterior deltoid, which is the front, and real deltoid, which is the back, and then the mid deltoid, which is the side, because the muscles has grown bigger. So in that regard, right, like when you are a beginner, you can just get away with like 3 exercises, 4 exercises, 5 exercises, and so. When you get more and more advanced, unless you're maintaining, you need to work on certain parts which are weak. So maybe your biceps, if your biceps are weak, you got to work on the biceps. If your back is weak, you can work more on your back. And also obviously other different things like your retractors and your what is that thing called? I forgot already. Anyway, the muscle which is responsible for things like that, which is why we do things like face pulls and stuff. So how do you manage strength training at home without the access to the equipment, without access to the gym and so on and so forth? How do you do that? So simple. Now, when it comes to beginners, you just need to have front, back, and leg press. So leg press is things like squats. All right, when your legs are pulling in and you press forward, that's called leg press. Anything which is pressing front, it's simply put, is called forward push lah. Anything which is pulling back is a backward pull movement. So for a beginner, as long as you do these 3 movements, pulling things behind, pressing things forward, and then doing a leg press, you're hitting most of the muscles that you need to hit as a beginner. When it comes to intermediate and advanced level, you got to incorporate more movements. So this 3 is no longer enough. You got to press upwards, you got to pull downwards, and then you got to do a hip hinge, which is deadlift. You know, like when you bend forward like that, and then coming back up. That's a hip hinge. Now, this is not. I'm not going to explain in this video, but basically that's the case. So for beginners, it's a simple matter of taking just dumbbells. So I'm just going to show you guys adjustable dumbbells. So for beginners, I'm going to share with you my screen, my entire screen, share screen. Oh my God. There you go. Cool. This is pretty cool, I guess. Okay. So for beginners, let me just change my caption. Now, for beginners, all you need is something like this. All you need is something for beginners, right? So you got like 1 kilo, 5 kilos, 2 kilos, and you can add it up, stack it up. The total combination will be like around maybe 20 kilo per side and so on. It's more than enough for beginners, more than enough. Now, however, having said that, I want to show you guys my wish list. So intermediate/advanced strength training, Drew Worthy wish list. So it is not crucial for beginners. So here's how it goes. Dips. First of all is this thing over here. Now, why this is important? Because anything that has got to do with, let's say, pushing things downward and also rowing behind. I can use this to invert myself and do inverted rows. And then I have this one. I'm gonna buy this one as well for myself. Now again, none of these things are like super necessary, but I find that it is a really nice wish list to have. Now, instead of this kind of dumbbell, this is actually a much better dumbbell. So Bowflex was the brand that initially came up with this, but eventually, I think now most people are copying now. This is from some China brand. So basically what it does is that you can twist and you can unlock whichever weight that you want. So as an example, this is a 24 kilo version and this is a 40 kilo version. So for the 24 kilo version, you have these dials, right? All you gotta do is you gotta just twist the dial and then you can unlock like from 5 kilo, 6.5, 8 kilo, 9 kilo, etc., etc. So I find that really interesting. However, having said that, when I want to do things like deadlift, I am carrying around 60 kilo. For my deadlift, for my squat, also 60 kilo. So this is not enough. Even the total weight is not enough. So I'm going to do this instead. 40 kilo per side. That's a combined total of 80 kilo. So that will last me a really long time, especially since I'm a big fan of super slow movements. So that means I don't have to carry that heavy. 80 kilo is more than enough. But however, having said that, this is very expensive. Look at this. The 24 kilo version is 276 ringgit per side, okay? Whereas the 40 kilo ones are 556 ringgit per side. Combined with the shipping fee that you're talking about like 1,002, this is cheap already. Cheap, why? Because if you buy from Fitness Concept or things like that in the mall, the total set, I heard from a friend, has a combined weight of around 1,800 ringgit. So this one has a combined, this one for the 40 kilo one, has a combined total of 1,002 thereabouts. It's cheaper and also more expensive, it's cheaper and also more heavier. Having said that, this is for me really cool. And then instead of a pull-up bar, I think I'm also gonna get this one as well. Now, this is called a gymnastic ring for those of you who haven't heard of it before. The reason why it's called a gymnastic ring because gymnasts use it. You see that's gymnasts use this. So oh my god, this guy's so shredded, right? Shit. So the reason why I'm gonna get this is because number one, it's damn cheap. Look at this price. It's 64 ringgit, 78 ringgit, like that. I don't know, like what is this? 32 mm. I'm gonna go for 25 or maybe 28 mm. Anyway, this one, right? You can use it for pull-up, you can use it for rows, you can use it for all kinds of things, all bunch of things. It's adjustable as well, and I can use it for TRX. I can use it for those movements with So it is much more versatile than pull-up bars. So I'm gonna get this one and this one. So the adjustable dumbbells as well as the gymnastic rings, and also a yoga mat. So the reason is very simple. When I work out, I don't sweat a lot. However, when you touch the ground and whatnot, you kind of get smudges all over the ground, and bodily oils makes it not nice to walk on. So I want to have a yoga mat. However, the problem is this. The problem with having yoga mat is that one of those, like this kind of yoga mat is shit. Why? Because number one, it damages extremely easily. Number two, it gets dirty very easily as well. Like this lady here, she wears shoes on top of the yoga mat, and what's gonna happen is that this yoga mat, the shoe is gonna press down on it, and because the material is so flimsy, see this kind of it says thick design, but it's actually not. It's thick, so it means that you feel more comfortable on it, but it doesn't mean that it's gonna last long. And for someone like me, I have a cat, and let me tell you this: Pudding loves this material. She loves it so much. If I put this on the ground and I go to the toilet, I come out, it's shredded to pieces. Not literally, but it's damaged horribly. So instead of this, I'm gonna get this instead. So this is the TPE style yoga. So you want to look for a TPE yoga mat. And this one comes with alignments for doing yoga, but I don't quite care about the alignment thing. What I care about is actually the material, because you see, you look at this. This is the PVC one. On the right is the PVC one, which I have just showed you. It has more pores. That's why it's so thick. This one, it's condensed. It's very thin, and I can just hope that my cat don't quite like it. Based on what I see her doing so far, I don't think she'll like it. This is gonna look like it's gonna look like a piece of paper. No, not a piece of paper. Like basically not something that she would want to, scratch. But at the same time, this one is also very, very thin as well. So I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get this, and I'm gonna get this. Okay, I'm gonna show a better photo. This, and this. Okay, so the yoga mat, and what I already have is this one as well. So this one I don't want anymore. I'm gonna get rid of it. This one don't want, get rid of it. This one is for beginners, not for me. So I'm gonna get rid of it. So I already have this. All I need to do is just add on, because in the last MCO I bought this. It was pretty much the most economical exercise equipment I have ever seen, because it is so extremely versatile. You can do all kinds of things with it. You don't necessarily need to do push-up with it. Please don't do push-up with it. I don't think it can last so long if you use it for push-ups. But things like dips, things like knee raises, and stuff like that, it is amazing. So I already have this. I'm gonna get this and this and this, with the total expenses of around 2,000 ringgit. But having said that, I think I don't really want to sign up for a gym anymore, because let me just come back to me. Okay, so for the simple reason is that whenever I do go to the gym, right, it's like, how do I put it? People, like, I need to wait longer than I work out. So I work out 15 minutes and I need to wait like 20-30 minutes for the people to finish using their machines and equipment. So I'm not gonna do that anymore. That is what I'm gonna. So I've gotten all of these things, and and on top of that, I think it's time for me to experiment around with other people's program as well. So I've always been using equipment. I'm also gonna be focusing more on towards body weight, and I'm very excited to. I have just recently bought a program, and I'm very excited to join the calisthenics program as well, simply because I have been, like, I carry excess. I'm like 18-20% body fat. So when you have a higher body fat like that, it's not easy to go into calisthenics. So I am planning to do this. That's all. So with that being said, let me just quickly go through my reflection today. Cancel this, and this, and this. So reflection for today is, how am I feeling? Oh, I am very thankful that my friend recommended a certain lotion for me. So I just applied it, and all the itchiness suddenly stopped. I am pretty confident. I think I'm narrowing down what kind of stuff is causing me itchiness and rashes. Not entirely sure yet, but that is the case. As for my intentions, most of it is done. It's just that this audio thing has been taking the whole day. So I've been selecting audio the whole day. I've been selecting songs the whole day just to put into the audio of the. Hopefully, I can finish the first intention tomorrow. Yeah, and with that being said, I also have another very interesting conversation with Leon just now, which is really, really nice. Oh, hi Cindy. Try Pilates. Pilates doesn't really serve in terms of the strength training component, because Pilates is about posture. It's about correction. So in imbalances. So if, let's say, certain part of myself is not engaged, then that is what they refer to when they talk about strengthening the core. Because if a certain part of myself is not engaged, when I go and do certain exercises, I'm not going to be able to hold that position well. However, when you get beyond the point where you need to hold, where your posture is still a weakness, is still a problem, there will be no longer any more further use for Pilates. In that regard, actually, yoga is going to be better. So Pilates doesn't really build the kind of it builds the small muscles. It is not like super big muscles. Like one case in point is very simple. You never seen a bodybuilder who got big just by got muscular just by doing Pilates. So because of that, I'm gonna do all these things, the calisthenics and whatnot. I have seen people getting muscular through calisthenics. By the way, most people who look buff on calisthenics is actually pretty skinny. Reason why they look so buff is because of those so damn lean. But however, having said that, for people who are overweight to go into calisthenics, I've seen them grown very buff simply because they're carrying so much weight. So yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna end today's reflection. Hope you get value. Please say something. Type, comment, share, like, whatever. And I'll see you guys tomorrow at 6:45 a.m. Until then, stay true to yourself.